Yo, JD here, and as you can see, we are back on F123, and in today's video, we are going to be going over probably one of my strongest performances so far on this game. This was an open lobby that I did at Zandvoort with many of my YouTube members, so if you'd like to be part of these open lobbies, make sure you click that join button, join my Discord, and you'll get a priority invite into these, along with a discount on my one-to-one coaching at coachlimittless.com. Also to mention, make sure you check out Instant Gaming. They've got some amazing discounts, not just for this game, but for F123 Manager, and among many other games as well. So make sure you check out that link in the description. But here today, this is a one-shot qualifying, followed by a 35% race. Because I am getting back into league racing very soon. From next week, I will be streaming on Wednesdays league racing, which I'm very excited because I feel very, very good on this game, and I really have enjoyed the handling model. I feel it suits me incredibly well, and I think this race you're about to see really is kind of showing my strengths on this game. And doing 8-7 in a one-shot quali, which is not too bad. I think this is the first time I did a one-shot quali around this circuit, so definitely a lot more time to find. You can see Mark Sosa and Kowalski just pipped me there. So we've gone into a 35% race, and let's see what we can do now. And if you want my updated setups, that is something you get if you become a member of my channel and join my Discord as well. And I feel like this setup here is extremely strong in the race. So you can see making a bit of a poor start, but making sure we stay in our net P3 position. And now we are just going to sit behind these two, and downforce is important in this game, but so is straight line speed. And especially around Zandvoort, you need, I think, a setup where you can actually save quite a bit of ERS, because ERS is extremely powerful on this game. And the tyre wear isn't really too bad. The tyre seems to be quite soft. As this guy was thinking about going down the inside there, so we have to leave a little bit of room just in case. But just trying to get settled into this race now, and we'll be talking about what I was feeling going through this race, really what was going through my head, and just how I'm trying to really manage this race. Because as always on pretty much most F1 games, I think my raw one-lap pace is definitely the area that I can work on the most. But I think in terms of race management and managing the ERS and being consistent is probably my strongest aspects of my driving. And my goal is to be both on this game, with the qualifying pace and the race pace as well. As if thinking about going down here, I was thinking about trying to go around the outside of this carousel corner, but look, I do almost losing the car on the exit and using a bit of ERS just to maintain that position. But as we skip on towards the end of lap 2, these two started fighting a little bit more, and you can see we're at about 67% of the ERS. So we want to try and keep that as high as we possibly can, so not using it when we need to. But now with that mistake, Pimpin pushed out wide, we managed to go into P2, so now we're really in the box seat. You never want to be the third car in a DRS train, especially on this game where the ERS is so powerful, and the DRS, you really want to be the guy in second place if you want to fight for the lead of a race, because being the car behind this game, I think, is a pretty big advantage. You can save definitely a lot more ERS, and just that drag reduction system is just very, very powerful. So right now I'm pretty content on staying behind and just really using this app to see how much quicker I am, because with this setup I'm running here, definitely felt it was a bit faster in a straight line compared to my competition. So I think that's why we suffered a little bit in the quali. With a higher downforce setup, when you have the DRS, you can enable that at any time in the qualifying lap. A lower downforce setup isn't really going to be that beneficial there, whereas a higher downforce one will. But in the race, this is where I think a lower downforce setup does come into its own. You can just see we're not even using the battery, and with the straight line speed we have, managed to quite comfortably take P1. And so we're just going to take the lead here and just see how we do. So skipping on to the next lap, see the gap is 0.3 of a second, so we're not going to use any battery. Let's see how quickly he manages to overtake me, and I'd say it was definitely a lot harder for him to overtake me with the DRS than it was for me. So that again is just telling me that I definitely have a lower downforce setup, and I have a better ability of saving that ERS. So these are things that I really encourage you to think about when you're racing against someone, whether it's a league race or an online lobby and you're in a competitive battle. And you can see again, look how quickly we're just riding up to the back of him. So that again just shows me we are definitely running lower wings, and I know he'll be struggling a little bit more on the ERS. So these are things I'm definitely thinking about. We're going to go through the overtake once again, getting that move done quite comfortably to someone. He tries to go around the outside. Being careful we don't make any contact on the exit, and we manage to stay in P1. So let's see what we can do now. And I felt confident if we could get potentially out of the DRS zone, then we had enough pace. So you can see we actually have been pushing a little bit of this lap. See, the gap is 0.6 of a second. Looks like these two are fighting. So I saw this as an opportunity to break out of that DRS zone, because I know I'm very, very fast in a straight line, and I know I probably have a lot more ERS than these two guys behind me. So I'm going to be trying to push as much as I can, because the next detection point is quite a way away. So if you look at that delta should be going up slightly. You can see it is going up, so we are faster in that straight line, but we still have enough downforce because this corner is almost flat out, and you can see the gap is 0.8 of a second. Is it going to go up to 0.9 of a second? Almost just, and looks like that is the DRS detection point. So he's 0.9 away, so we're only a 1/10 away from getting that detection point. But let's continue to use the battery again, because this straight is only really a little bit of a short straight, and it was going through this last sector. That's where I was quite strong going through here. You'll notice by differential, I'm changing it between 55 and 50 for a lot of these calls. That's something you will notice as we go through race. You can see I've changed it to 50 now. And the reason why I changed it to 55, go through that tight chicane, is that I don't want the car to over-rotate when I'm going on the throttle. So the lower you have the differential, the on throttle on your MFD on the bottom right, the lower you have, the more rotation you're going to have, but probably the more difficult the traction is going to be as well. So I have it on 50 for every corner apart from that chicane. So I want the rotation when I'm going on the power, but then 55 just to make it a little bit more stable and stop it from over-rotating. As you can see again, 55 through here, and the gap is 1.7, so we managed to get out of that DRS zone, and you can see our pace is just very, very strong. Back to 50 again, just to get that rotation for all the other corners. And we were in pretty good control, so the ERS is 39% now, and let's see what we can get to. And it looks like Kazwowski is actually pitting, so you can see he's pitting. Fresher tyres are quite powerful in this game, but so is the undercut. The undercut is extremely powerful, so it's really important to work on your raw pace as much as possible, because yes, they're going to have an undercut, but if you can drive better in the remaining laps, then you should make up that undercut, and then once you get in the position to overtake, they shouldn't really be able to do anything. So Mark Sosa pitted a lap before, so we're going to box now. And we didn't really use too much ERS, so you can see we're almost up to 50% of the ERS, so we managed our battery really nicely this race. You can see a 10.8 from the Williams, so you can see he's already gone round turn 1, so the gap is going to be quite big, but we still have 8 laps of this race to go, getting on the marbles, and we're going to let the Haas go here, and let's see, yeah, we're just going to stick behind him, so no real rush at this point, because I know with the fresher tyres that he's probably going to be closing in on the leader, so we're just going to stay behind and save our battery. As you can see, we're setting a purple middle sector, not pushing at this rate at all, so not going to be using the battery. You see the gap has gone down to 3.4 seconds already, and you'll see on this straight, look how much time we're going to gain with the DRS. We actually set the fastest lap of the race. We gained 4/10 going down that straight, and you can see the red light of Mark Sosa is actually flashing, so he is under 10% ERS. What that means is that you're either under 10% ERS or you ran out of deployment, and the deployment resets every lap. So I know that he is under 10% of the ERS. And I know he's probably just tried desperately to get in his DRS zone of the leader just to protect himself from me. So right now, I wanted to try and overtake Mark as soon as possible, catch the leader, and then make sure the leader is between myself and Mark, because Mark has the next freshest tyres other than myself. So that's what I was looking to do. So not using really the battery again, making sure we run that 55 differential going through here, and on the exit we're probably going to put it down to 50% for the rest of the corners. And as we're going through into here, keeping it actually 55 this time. And now we're actually going to push a little bit. So I know I don't have to use the battery that much. So we actually turn it off early because I know he's very limited. And you could just see in the straight line with his battery low and the DRS, we get that we've done, setting another fastest lap. And the gap is only 1.5 seconds to myself and Kogowski. So we're going to try and catch him this lap, overtake him, and keep him between myself and Marc Sosa. So using a bit of that battery now, you can see the delta behind how quickly we are in the straight line. The gap is 1.3 seconds between myself and the Williams, and we're probably not going to get him within this detection point, but I think my tyres are 3 laps younger at this stage, which on this game actually will make quite a big difference. There's certain tracks where it is extra sensitive, and I think this is definitely one of them. So we're going to try and get a detection point. So go through into here, do the chicane really nicely. It looks like he's made a little bit of a mistake coming through into here as well. Using the battery because I want to try and overtake him going into this turn 1. So get a really good exit going through into here, using that ERS, and we're turning off early because we don't want to dip it under the 10%, and we also don't want him to know that we are low on the battery as well. So making that move up into turn 1, getting that move done, and now the goal is to get out of his DRS zone and let these two fight it out, because I know that Marc Sosa is going to be faster with the fresher tyres than the Williams. So having a car between myself and him is really what I was looking to do. And you can see we're just going to push now. We're not even going to use the battery whatsoever, because I felt like I had the pace, I had the tyres in my favour as well. And we're just going to try and get out of his DRS zone without even using that much of the battery. So 19% right now. And again, I knew that these two were probably running, felt like they were running at higher downforce. So if you're running much higher downforce, you pretty much can't really save any ERS. So I knew I was probably in a much stronger position than them at this stage of the race. And you could just see for this middle sector with the extra grip, just pulling away as much as possible, almost running out wide here, living to fight another day. And Zandvoort in this game, I thoroughly enjoy. It's probably one of my favourite tracks to drive. But you can see we've got a couple of ghost cars up ahead, and go through this sector, we've actually broken out of that DRS zone. So over 1 second away with that DRS. He did have DRS just for that little bit of that short straight, but the detection point is just coming up for the DRS, and we are going to get it on the exit here. We're already out of that DRS zone, and if you look at the delta on the top left, this is where we're going to be pulling away quite a bit, and Marc Sosa, I don't think, is even close enough to mount an overtake on him right now. So this has worked out really perfectly for us. Someone the lap down has just moved out of the way, but as we skip into the final lap with that fresher tyres and just the pace we're having, we were able to save a bit of ERS as well. And yeah, I'm just feeling very, very strong on this game right now. Tyre management and tyre temp management is quite a big thing. Something I think a lot of people definitely need to focus on, and I think we just executed this race really, really well. So if you would like a one-to-one direct session of me, make sure you head over to www.coachlimitless.com. I'm doing plenty of sessions for the rest of July and August as well. Also consider my coaching bundle if you're looking to take it really, really serious. But yeah, thank you to everyone who has been supporting that and booking those sessions. And again, if you'd like to race against me directly or talk against me directly, then make sure you click that join button, and we can become part of these lobbies and get a discount on the one-to-one coaching as well. But yeah, Marc Sosa and Kowalski are two very, very fast drivers who I would say were probably quicker than me in last game. So this was actually a pretty good benchmark to compare myself against, and just really, really happy of how I'm performing in this game, and really looking forward to league racing again. We start off at Bahrain on Wednesday, this next Wednesday, so make sure you follow me for that on YouTube. Thank you so much for the support on the videos. Hopefully you learned something, you were entertained at the same time, and I will catch you very, very soon. Peace.
we go.